The first time Lieutenant Armin Khan saw the alien, it was through the stinking bars of a rust-eaten cage. The battlefield was still smoking. Human ships had crushed the invading horde, and the surviving prisoners were dragged in chains through the dust. Armin had been ordered to supervise the cleanup, nothing more, but something about the thin, trembling figure inside that cage froze him in place. The alien was unlike the monstrous warriors he had fought. Its skin was pale silver, bruised in ugly shades of purple and black. Its limbs were long and skeletal, and its glowing eyes flickered like dying stars. Every movement screamed weakness, exhaustion, and pain. It didn't resist when soldiers shoved it. It didn't speak when they spat at it. And when Armin crouched closer, expecting it to snarl or beg, it did neither. Instead, the alien whispered, its voice hoarse, broken. "Kill me." Armin's blood ran cold. "What did you say?" "Kill me," the creature repeated. "End this. I was born a slave. I will die a slave. Do it now, human." Armin should have walked away. Regulations were clear. Prisoners would be catalogued and shipped to the labor colonies. They would spend the rest of their short lives mining, building, or rotting in the dirt. But Armin couldn't. He leaned closer, ignoring the laughter of nearby soldiers. "You don't want to live?" he asked. The alien's lips twisted into something between a grimace and a smile. "You mistake this for life? Chains at birth, whips in childhood, were forced upon us from masters who never bleed. Death is the only freedom left." Armin's stomach churned. He had seen aliens slaughter villages, burn families alive, and eat human flesh with delight. But this one, this frail, broken thing, didn't fit the image of a monster. "What's your name?" Armin asked. The alien blinked, surprised. No human had ever asked it that. "My people call me Sarah. The masters call me Slave 47. Armin clenched his fists. "Sarah, I won't kill you. Not like this." Sarah's laugh was sharp, bitter. "Then you are crueler than they are. At least death would end me." That night, Armin couldn't sleep. His barracks echoed with snores and drunken laughter, but all he heard was Sarah's plea. "Kill me." He thought of his younger sister, who had died when alien firebombs leveled Karachi. He thought of the men he had killed, the blood on his hands, the nightmares he had learned to silence. And he thought of Sarah, an enemy, yes, but one who had been denied even the dignity of choosing life or death. By dawn, Armin made his decision. The camp was heavily guarded, but Armin's rank gave him privileges. He walked straight to the cages, saluted the officer on duty, and claimed he had orders to move a prisoner. Papers forged from scraps, and seals got him past the first gate. When he reached Sarah's cage, the alien looked up, dazed and hollow-eyed. "Have you come to grant my wish?" Sarah rasped. Armin unlocked the door. "No, I came to give you something better." Before Sarah could react, Armin threw a soldier's cloak over the alien's shoulders and guided him toward the perimeter. Every step was a risk. Every shadow could betray them. But fortune, or perhaps guilt-ridden fate, favored them. At the last checkpoint, a guard lazily waved them through, without even looking. Moments later, they were in the wilderness, running toward the jagged mountains where scanners couldn't reach. Sarah stumbled often, too weak to keep pace, but Armin half dragged him forward. When they finally collapsed inside a cave, gasping for air, the alien's voice shook with disbelief. "Why?" Sarah whispered. "Why risk everything for me? We are enemies. I beg for death. Why offer freedom?" Armin stared at the rising sun outside the cave mouth. His chest ached with memories he could no longer bury. "Because my sister begged too," he said at last. "When the fire rained down, she begged me to save her. I couldn't. She burned before my eyes. I've lived with that failure every day since. But maybe, just maybe, I can save you." The days that followed were brutal. They scavenged roots, hunted small animals, and drank from streams. Sarah's wounds festered until Armin tore strips from his uniform to bind them. At night, the alien curled into itself, shivering from nightmares that mirrored his own. Slowly they spoke. Sarah told him of his people, their planet enslaved for centuries by warlords who bred them as cannon fodder. Children torn from parents. Rebels executed by the thousands. The invaders humans fought were not free soldiers, but chained puppets. Armin listened, sickened. He had never considered that behind the claws and teeth were souls crushed long before they reached the battlefield. "You see why I wanted death," Sira said one night, his voice trembling. "Freedom is a word I have never tasted." Armin shook his head. "Then taste it now. You are no one's slave anymore." Sira's glowing eyes softened, as if hope were something fragile and dangerous, yet impossible to ignore. But freedom has a price. One evening, drones swarmed the valley, hunting deserters and escaped prisoners. Armin and Sira ran to the rocks, but the machines closed in fast. A shot grazed Armin's leg. He staggered, nearly falling. "Go!" Armin shouted. "Run!" But Sira didn't. For the first time in his life, the alien made a choice that was his alone. He turned, raised a stolen rifle, and fired at the drones with ferocity born of rage and desperation. The machines swiveled, returning fire. Metal shredded flesh. Sparks lit the night. When it was over, 3 drones burned in the dirt. The others retreated, and Sira lay bleeding, his body broken, his silver skin dimming. Armin dropped to his knees beside him. "No, no, no, stay with me." Sira coughed, blood staining his lips. His voice was faint, but steady. "All my life, I begged for death, but you showed me something else. Even if it was only for a moment, I was free." Tears blurred Armin's vision. "Don't you dare leave me, Sira. Not after everything." The alien smiled weakly. "Then, promise me you will free the others. Promise me they won't die in cages." Armin's throat burned. He gripped Sira's trembling hand. "I swear it." Sira exhaled, a sound between a sigh and a laugh, and his eyes dimmed like stars fading at dawn. When Armin finally limped back toward human lines, carrying Sira's lifeless body wrapped in a soldier's cloak, the camp stared in silence. The officers demanded an explanation. He gave them none. They locked him in irons, accused him of treason, threatened him with execution. But Armin didn't care. He had held freedom in his hands, even if only for a dying alien, and he had sworn an oath that burned hotter than any order. In the silence of the cell, he whispered Sira's name again and again, each time sharper, louder, a blade against his own heart. One day, he vowed, the cages would be broken. One day, the slave would walk free. Until then, he would carry the memory of an alien who begged for death and the human who offered freedom instead.